Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Talbity Tarot back at you again with another video. I would like to thank each and every one of you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and donating to my channel. I really do appreciate all the love and all the support. And thank you for those of you who've been booking readings with me. It is truly appreciated, okay? So guys, your girl's Patreon channel is up and running. So if you would like to support your girl, you'll be able to find a link in the description box below. I do post 2 exclusive videos per week, so go check it out if you feel called to. Now, before we dive in, if you've been loving the energy here, I have created a collection of spiritual ebooks and printable workbooks to help you along your journey. From manifestation rituals to love journal prompts, these tools are designed to help you align, heal, and rise. You'll be able to find a link in the description box below or on my Patreon channel under the shop tab. So as you guys could tell by the title of this video, this is going to be about what isn't being said about you. So pile number 1, you're going to be the red teddy. Pile number 2, purple teddy. Pile number 3, blue teddy. So again, pile number 1, red teddy. Pile number 2, purple teddy. And pile number 3, blue teddy. So pause this video if you must and meditate on the card or the teddy that you feel most drawn to. You'll be able to find your timestamps in the description box below, and I'll see you guys at your pile. Hi Pawan! Welcome to my channel. This is Talbity Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pile number 1, you picked the red teddy, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So my pile number 1, what isn't being said about you? What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said about you, my pile number 1? Let's see. What do we have? We have the 2 of Cups. You're like the ideal person to collaborate with, to be in a relationship with, friendship wise. You're that person with the 2 of Cups. And that's what's not being said about you. Like, I feel like you do have people from your past, whether it's friends, past lovers, or family members, that do not want to give you your flowers for being that important individual, that catalyst in their life, you know, that person that changed them for the better. Okay, what isn't being said about you? Your competence, how amazing, how capable, how dedicated you are with the Ace of Pentacles. This is what I'm getting here. This is what isn't being said about you, okay? You're extremely valuable here. You bring a lot of wealth of knowledge, like resources and competence with the Ace of Pentacles. What isn't being said about you is you're the one that got away. What isn't being said about you? Ooh, what isn't being said about you is how capable you are. Yeah, your capability, your competence, okay, is something that people are amazed, impressed by, but you're not getting the recognition that you need, that you deserve, that you've earned throughout your journey. It could be even in the workplace. Like, it could be in a sense where you're someone who works really hard. You're someone who is methodical, amazing with the Ace of Pentacles, You have a lot of competencies, capabilities. You are someone who is reliable, trustworthy, dependable, and you're skilled and talented. Okay, with the magician, you're also resourceful on your own. So you are the type of individual that you could figure things out on your own and come out on top. Okay, and you are also extremely resilient. That's what I'm getting here. What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said? Wow, that you are a pleasure to be around. Okay, with the Three of Cups. People enjoy your company. You're the type of individual that people think about, like you're the first on the list when it comes to like being invited to a gathering or a party or a celebration. You are the person that people want to invite because not only are you a pleasure to be around, you make them look good. You're very intelligent with the magician. You are someone who is agile, you're quick on your feet. You are also very interesting. You're an interesting individual. That's the thing, that's what's not being said about you. You're extremely interesting. Okay, people want to learn more about you, what you do, who you are. Okay, sorry about that, my pal number one. So, what isn't being said about you? What isn't, we have the Seven of Swords. You are strategic with the Seven of Swords. This is what I'm getting here. That is what's not being said about you. You may have outsmarted somebody and they could be salty about it. Okay, they could be angry about the fact that you out, I heard, outshine them or outmaneuver them. But what is not being said about you is that you are like methodical. You think 10 step ahead. You play chess, not checkers. Okay, you're a mastermind. This is what I'm getting here with the Seven of Swords. What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said? Just one card, please, Spirit. What isn't being said? We have the Eight of Swords. What isn't being said about you is how you handle yourself in challenging and difficult situation with the Eight of Swords. You may have encountered like, people that are difficult to deal with, people that are difficult to handle, but you were so graceful in how you conducted yourself in this situation that people are amazed. Okay, but they're not seeing it outright. This could be like in a workplace situation because in the workplace you have to deal with different personalities, especially if you're client facing. You have to deal with the clients, plus you have to deal with your coworkers and certain managers, right? So not everybody's a pleasure to work with. Not everybody's easy to work with. So some people, they may have challenges when it comes to working with you, or you could have challenges when it comes to working with them because you're the type of individual that you stay calm, cool, and collected under pressure, while they may be in the Eight of Swords or expect you to be in the Eight of Swords, or they're trying to get a reaction out of you and they're not getting it. So they find it difficult to control you. Okay, that's why they have a difficult time handling you because you're not going to behave in a way where they feel like they have the upper hand. Okay, you're strategic with the Seven of Swords. So, what isn't being said about you? What isn't being said? Yeah, Queen of Swords, you're highly intelligent. That's what I'm saying. Like some people, they may find you challenging or difficult, not because you're a difficult person to work with, but we have the Three of Cups. You are a pleasure. But with the Queen of Swords, you're also highly intelligent. So you know when somebody's trying to play in your face. You know when somebody's trying to get you to react. You know when somebody's trying to get a rise out of you. So you're not going to give them what they're looking for. And some people, that's how they operate in chaos, in destruction. That's how they operate. That's where they thrive, while you thrive in order. Okay, you thrive in like pattern recognition, like you're quick to figure out somebody's trying to do something or act in a certain way. Okay, this is what I'm getting here with the Queen of Swords. What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said? Oh, we have the Page of Cups. That you're sensitive, like you're someone who's very much in tune with your environment. You might be somebody who is very cautious of who you engage with and who you allow in your orbit, because you pick up on people's emotions very quickly, but also the people around you's emotions and feelings and energy towards you affects you deeply. So because of that, you're careful. And as you should be, because some people don't have the best intentions and some people may be fighting demons, and like demons could travel, okay? They could jump from body to body, okay? Like you got to be careful who you hang around, okay? So next thing you know, there are demons come on you and then they come in your house. You know, your house is your sanctuary, okay? You can't let just anybody walk into your house, okay? They bring their demons with them. All right? So I feel like you know that with the Page of Cups and you're very sensitive to that. Okay? So what isn't being said? Ooh, you're methodical, you're dependable, trustworthy, but you're also extremely cautious. People know that, they clock that you're someone like so very methodical, strategic, dependable, but you're also like very meticulous, dedicated, but you're slow to commit. Okay, you are not somebody who's going to quick to commit to someone, or you know, deviate your life plan just to make someone else happy. You're not going to do that. Okay, but you're very cautious here. What isn't being said about you? We have the Four of Swords. What isn't being said is that you're someone who's calm, cool, and collected under pressure. You don't take people and their problems and their issues towards you. If they bring a problem to you, you're not going to react. Somebody is trying to get you to react in a way that is going to make you look like the villain. They want you to, like, you know, reactive abuse, they want you to do that. Like, they want to provoke you, poke the bear to the point where you retaliate, and they could turn around and say, you see, like, you know, like, I'm gonna stop. Like, well, that's how they sound like, you know, when they're complaining, like a big whiny baby. Like, why are you complaining? Why are you behaving this way? Like, ugh. So who isn't what isn't being said about you? Woo, bounce. They better put some respect on your name. Okay, you could be an Aries here. Don't have to be, but they better put some respect on your name. With the Emperor, what is not being said about you is that you are a natural born leader, a self starter. You are an influencer, not influencer as in social media influencer, but someone who influences the room. You walk into the room, everybody adjusts their posture. They sit up straight. They you know, they check their hair to see if they look good. You have that presence to you, where when you walk into a room, people just adjust automatically. People part way like the Red Sea for you, okay? Without having to do anything. You're not forceful about it. You're not aggressive about it. You're not demanding. It's just your energy, your presence just speaks for you. And that is what's not being said about you. And you do have some people that are jealous of that because they wish they had that power, but they don't. They may have the title, but they don't get the respect. Okay? They just have the title. People only listen to them because of their title. But outside of their title, like they only get the respect within the workplace because of the title. But outside of the workplace or outside of their environment, people don't respect them like that. People don't check for them like that. What isn't being said? Ooh, we have the Six of Pentacles. You're a generous individual. You're giving. You definitely have a heart of gold, but this is the reason why you're cautious too. You know you're protecting your treasure. Okay? So what isn't being said about you? We have the Hangman. Okay, you think outside the box. You're different. Like you have a special connection to the divine. Okay, so what isn't being said? We have the Knight of Pentacles again. Yeah, you're prudent, you're protective of your energy, and that could be irritating for some people. Like I said, some people walk around with demons. Okay, some of them, they do know they have demons, others they don't. Okay, like they walk around and the demon is controlling them, making them do crazy things, and they wonder why their life is in shambles. But yo, look what you're doing. Look who you're messing with. Okay, like negative entity, evil entities. Okay, so what isn't being said about you? Ooh, Five of Swords. So with the Five of Swords, what isn't being said about you is you are someone, like, you could stand your ground with the Five of Swords. You're someone who has the ability to pick your battles wisely. Like, what isn't being said about you is that, yes, you may be a pleasure to be with, a pleasure to be around, a pleasure to deal with, but you got another side to you with the Five of Swords. Like, yo, you could cut with people. Like, you could get to, you're eloquent with your speech. Like, you could let somebody know about themselves in a way that is so eloquently put that they don't know what hit them. You could be a Libran here. It might be a Libran. Holy. Okay, Libras could let you know they're gonna insult you in a diplomatic way that they will have you question your worth. Oh my god. What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said about you? What do we have here? Ooh, we have death. Scorpio, you're intimidating. You maybe have an intimidating stare, like a intense stare. You do have a strong presence because we have Scorpio. We also have Aries, two powerful signs. Okay, like, yes, you definitely have a strong magnetic aura, but your presence is felt when you walk into a room. People may obsess over you. It could be like annoying at times because it might be people that you're not interested in that are obsessing over you. But what isn't being said about you is that you're resilient, you're powerful, but like people think that you're intimidating, but they will never say it to you. That could be like a reason why some people, they listen to you or they don't want to cross you. Like, they're afraid of crossing you, especially with the Five of Swords, because they know, like, yes, you're sweet, yes, you're nice, but there's something underneath that. There's the dragon that's still asleep. Don't poke that dragon. It's not a bear. The dragon is gonna, you know compare like dragon and bear. The dragon is gonna destroy you with the fire. Okay, so I'm getting that type of energy. Maybe you could be a dragon, like maybe that's like your Chinese zodiac sign, especially if you're an Aries, because Aries is the equivalent of the dragon in Chinese zodiac sign. So what is being said about you? What is being said about you? Oh, what isn't being said about you? What isn't being said? We have the Two of Swords. Okay, you're unbothered. You're somebody who's not really, you're not caught up in people's drama and their games. Okay, you're more in your own little world. What isn't being said about you? We have the Two of Pentacles. You're extremely capable, okay? Because we have the Two of Pentacles. You have the ability to juggle multiple responsibilities at once, and people are impressed by your capabilities, okay? What isn't being said about you? Just one card, please, Spirit. What isn't being said? What isn't being said? We have the Nine of Swords. Look at that. We have 7, 8, 9 of Swords. Gradual. Like, you stress people out. Like, you are applying pressure. Like, you are pressure. That's what isn't being said about you. Holy, I can't talk. With the Nine of Swords, okay? You are pressure. Like, you make people nervous. Like, when people know you're going to attend an event, people are like up in a frenzy, like, because they're scared of like looking ridiculous or looking inadequate in your eyes or in your presence, like around you. Like, they take your opinion very seriously. What isn't being said about you? Just one card, please, Spirit. What isn't being said? We have the Four of Cups. Yeah, you're not easily impressed. And that's why some people, they're in the Nine of Swords, okay? You're hard to please. That's what some people are saying, like, about you, that you're hard to please. Okay, what isn't being said about you? What isn't being said about you? We have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, you're someone who is methodical, patient, invested in your growth. So you're someone who has high standards for yourself. So some people, they feel like they're out of your league. What isn't being said about you? We have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, like, you're a lifelong student. You're always learning. You're always perfecting your craft. Okay, this is what I'm getting here with the Page of Pentacles. What isn't being said about you as well is that you are a great teacher. You are a guru. People are learning from you as well. They could be like people studying you. What isn't being said about you? Ooh, you're a heartbreaker. Okay, some people see you as a heartbreaker. Yeah. There's someone that feels like you're like a Casanova, okay? A man eater with the three of swords. That's what's that's what isn't being said about you when it comes to relationship, okay? What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said? What isn't being said? Like you are like a great catch, but you're hard to keep. Okay? That's what I'm getting here. What isn't being said about you? Just one card, please, Spirit. Ooh, okay. You're impressive. You're different. Like, you're hard to read. You're hard to pin down. Like, yeah, you're always elevating. You're always improving. Wow. We have the Wheel of Fortune. You're expensive. You're definitely out of people's leagues. Okay. You definitely have an anointment on your life. That's what isn't being said about you. Like, people are, they could sense these things, or they're saying that behind your back, but like, or they just keeping it to themselves. They're thinking it, but they're not saying it to your face. They would never say it to you. It's like it could also be an unspoken understanding that people may have of you. They may all think the same thing, but they're just not saying out loud. Okay? So that's all I have for you, my pal number one. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number one. Bye. Hi, Bell 2. Welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot by Kachu again with another video. So, my pal number two, you pick up the purple teddy, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So, my pal number two, what isn't being said about you? What are people omitting, okay? What isn't being said about you? Ooh. You're worth the investment. Okay, you're someone who's dedicated, someone who's meticulous, very patient, and prudent. Some people may think that you're, they could be saying that you're a goody two shoes, you're high maintenance as well. What isn't being said? Wow, Five of Pentacles. Ooh, people feel left out in the cold. This is what isn't being said about you. Like, that's what I was getting, like goody two shoes. They think that you're better. Like, you think you're better than them, but you're not. Like, you don't think that is them. They're projecting onto you. But this is what's not being said about you with the Five of Pentacles. People are feeling like left out, or they're like on the outside looking into your life. Excluded. People feel excluded. What isn't being said about you? We have the Ace of Wands, that you're passionate, you're creative, you're bold, you're attractive, very sexy, magnetic. You spark conversation. Like, your name is always in people's mouths, okay? Because you are, what they're omitting, like when they're talking about you, when your name is being brought up in conversation, is that they're omitting the obsession that they have of you, this the sexual obsession with the Ace of Wands. There is an obsession, like your sexiness. Maybe you lost a lot of weight, or maybe you've gained weight in the right places, okay? You know what I mean? If you're a woman, maybe you're voluptuous, okay? Like, I don't know why, girl, I got Lotto. Maybe you have a shape like Lotto, okay? You're thick in the right places. I don't know. That's what's not being said about you, okay? What isn't being said about you? Ooh, 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 ooh. Two of Cups, my pal number two. You're the one that got away. People are talking about you in a romantic sense. Very romantic energy, okay? Or like, I also feel like it's not just people that dated you, it's people that want to date you, but you are the ideal lover, or like people are not saying that like if they had a chance with you they wouldn't ruin it, or somebody feels like they've ruined their chance with you. People know it, like it's like it's unspoken understanding. It's like I feel like it's like a group of guys that are amongst each other, and then you're the like you're the topic, but not indirectly. Okay, like you're indirectly the topic, but nobody's addressing the elephant in the room. Like somebody fumbled you. What isn't being said about you? Ooh, hey, my pal number two. I don't know who you are, but you are that girl or that guy. Okay, like what? Empress. There's only one empress in the deck. Okay, you're one of a kind. That's what's not being said about you. You're unique. Okay, you are goddess, god energy. Okay, that's what I'm getting here with the empress. Divine energy, divine feminine, divine masculine. You could be a Libra or a Taurus, don't have to be, but you're abundant, creative. But someone's like, oh, somebody's in their feelings about letting you go. Ooh, people are talking about that. You are worth the investment, but people they're omitting that. Like this person's trying to make it seem like the reason why the relationship didn't work out between the two of you is because of you. Like you did something. You are the villain in the story, but everybody knows that they fumbled you, that they are the villain. They are the one, like, you know, people are like basically saying like if it was them, if they had a chance with you, no matter what, they would never let you go. Okay? But they're not saying that. They're just this is what they're thinking. Like everybody's omitting that part. Like nobody that's like the silent part that no one is saying, like the part that nobody's saying out loud about you. Okay? With the Empress energy. Okay? What isn't being said? Ooh, we have the Page of Swords. You are in people's, like people are always watching you. People are curious about you. With the Page of Swords, I'm telling you, you're on people's minds, on people's radar, like 24/7. Okay, you're the person that people look up the most. You're like the popular eye type of energy. This is what's not being said about you. You're the popular eye. People are omitting that part. People are curious about you. They're obsessed with your life. They're obsessed with your energy. What isn't being said? Ooh, Queen of Wands, that you're confident, that you're bold, that you're sexy. Didn't I say with the Ace of Wands? I'm telling you, you're sexy, mother sucker. You know that song, I'm sexy and I know it. Look at that body. I work out. Oh my god, that song was so funny. But I'm getting like that type of energy with the Queen of Wands, okay? Like what? You're sexy, you're confident. This is what people are not saying about you. Some of them, there could be like what they're saying, like there could be saying you're cocky, you're arrogant, you think you're all that, but what they're omitting is that they find you so attractive, they find you so charismatic, beautiful, they're obsessed with you, they love your body, they love your hair. Like somebody is like, oh, talking about you like you know, they could kiss the ground that you walk on. Okay, like there's so much passion in the way that this person's talking about you, like thinking about you, like their true feelings. But when they talk about you, they twist the truth of how they really feel about you. So if they think that you're attractive, they say that you're like you think you're all that, but in actuality they know you're all that. Okay, they know, they think that you're all that, but they don't want to say that. Okay, so what is being said about you? We have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, your pressure. You are a challenge. Okay, that's like they can't keep up with you, so that's why they say you're doing too much. Oh, you do too much. Pipe down. You know, like when they say that. No, it's because they can't keep up. That's what's not being said about you. You're too much because they can't keep up. They can't, like, stay in, like they can't go in your lane. They have to go in their own lane. They have to take the little shortcut, the little bicycle path. They can't take the highway. They have to take the. They can't keep up on the highway. Highway is 100, kilometers per hour. I don't know where you guys at, but in Canada it's 100 kilometers. You can't go any higher. But now we're not gonna talk about that part. But you can't go any higher, right? But like when you're riding your bike, you can go at any pace you want. So what isn't being said about you? Ooh, you're not easily impressed. But like you're not easily impressed, but the way that you're making it seem like is that you think you're too good or you're arrogant, like you're too picky. No, it's because you're not easily impressed. Like you have high standards for yourself. What isn't being said about you? We have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, grounded energy. Yeah, they're saying that you're picky, but you're just protective of your energy. Okay, you're protective of your time, your resources, as you should be. Holy, like they expect to have full access to you without having to earn it. What isn't being said? Ooh, that you are the eligible bachelor or bachelorette. I'm not even surprised that the Nine of Pentacles is here, because look at that. We have the Empress, we have the Queen of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Oh, wait. If the Queen of Pentacles comes out, I wouldn't be surprised, okay? Like, you're the eligible bachelor, bachelorette. That's what's not being said about you, okay? That's what they're not saying. You are the eligible. Didn't I say somebody is like talking about you, like they're thinking about you, like you're like their dream girl. You're somebody's dream girl or dream guy. I'm telling you. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. I'm telling you, you're somebody's dream. Nine of Cups. I'm telling you, if Nine of Cups comes out, I'm telling. Whew, this is the energy I'm getting for you, my pal number two. Okay, somebody is passionate about you. What isn't being said about you? We have the King of Wands, we have a pair, and then we have the Two of Cups. Okay, you're confident, you're bold. Some people, they may say that you're arrogant, that's what they're saying, but they're omitting the part that they find you attractive, they find you inspiring, they find you like motivating. They love that energy, they love that drive, but they want to make it seem like, you're like I said, you're doing too much. You're luxurious. Okay, this is what's not being said about you. You're luxurious, high maintenance. Okay, you're the prize and you know it, and they don't like the fact that you know it. That's the problem. If you didn't know that you were the prize and they were able to, get you at a discounted price, they would be happy. It's like as if they want to drive a Mercedes for $5,000. Yeah, you can drive a Mercedes for $5,000, but it wouldn't be a 2026 Mercedes. It would be like probably 1999. Okay, maybe a 1999 Mercedes, you could get it for $500. Okay, not 500, sorry, $5,000, but like not a 2026. Like a word. I don't know. Maybe this might be a defect Mercedes, maybe, but I don't know. Okay, what isn't being said about you? We have the World card. Okay, you are someone who's accomplished with the World card, well versed, well traveled. You're fascinating, okay, because you have a wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience. Maybe you've been to, maybe not all the countries, but maybe all the continents. Like you may have been to one country in each continent, and like you are well traveled here. You're fascinating. That's what's not being said about you. What isn't being said about you? Just one card, please, Spirit. What isn't being said about you? Ooh, that your competition. Five of Wands. People are not saying that. Your competition. Okay? Sorry about that, my pal number two. Yes, one of my lights went out. I know the lighting may not be the best, and I do apologize for that. Okay? So, what isn't being said about you is that you are competition. Okay? That's why some people are saying that you need to pipe down, that you're doing too much, you're arrogant. Okay? What isn't being said about you? We have the Ace of Swords. This is Mercury, because I did charge my ring lights. Okay, and now Mercury is coming through, okay. But what isn't being said about you is that you are someone who is honest, somebody who is truthful, who operates in integrity. Okay, they know that you're someone who has, like, your standards are reasonable for you because of what you bring to the table. What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said What isn't being said about you? Just one card, please, Spirit. Ooh, we have the Lovers, that you are the ideal lover, that you make the right choices for yourself. You are someone who is in alignment, like you know your worth, you know your value. That's why you're picky, okay? That's what they say, like it's picky, but it's just like you have standards for yourself. What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said about you? We have the Four of Pentacles again. Yeah, you're cautious, okay? You are someone, yeah, I keep getting like you have high standards for yourself. You're not easily swayed or manipulated with the Four of Pentacles. You're somebody who stands your ground. Whenever you say no, or you don't want to do something, or you're not like something is not in alignment with you, you're going to stand your ground, okay? And this is what's not being said about you. What isn't being said about you? We have the Two of Swords. Yeah, you're unbothered. Yeah, some people may say that you're a snob, like that's what they're saying, but they're omitting the part that like your standards are really high, and they can't meet those standards. That's why they feel some type of way about you. What isn't being said about you? Ooh, we have the Wheel of Fortune, expansion. Everything you touch turn to gold. You have the Midas touch. That's what's not being said about you with the Wheel of Fortune. Like you have an anointment on your life. Luck is always on your side. Okay? You're blessed. They may say that you're lucky, but really you're blessed. Okay, this is what I'm getting here. You're blessed. What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said about you? We have the not. Oh, there's two cards. Just one, please. What isn't being said? King of Wands again. Yeah, you're confident. You're bold. You're driven. You're focused. Okay. You're inspiring. They're not going to say that to you because it's too much to admit that you are their source of inspiration, you are their role model, you are their standards that they want to abide by. That's why they feel like you're too much, like you need to pipe down, like you're like you think too highly of yourself. Like they may think that they may say that you're arrogant, but in actuality what they really want to say is that they admire your confidence. Okay, so what isn't being said? We have the Knight of Cups. You're smooth operator. You have people eating at the palm of your hands, and they don't really like that. You're someone that people take to or drawn to naturally. What isn't being said about you? We have the World card again. Yeah, you're accomplished. Some people could be jealous of your accomplishments. Your like how fascinating you are, how knowledgeable you are. This is what's not being said about you. Like you're extremely knowledgeable, you're capable, you have a lot of experience. That's why I feel like some of you have traveled the world. You've traveled to multiple countries, multiple cities or continents. There's something about you that is worldwide. Like you have a large wealth of knowledge when it comes to worldview. Okay, so what isn't being said about you? Yeah, we have the Strength card, Leo energy. And we're about to be in Leo season very soon. Like tomorrow, I believe Leo season starts, 23rd. Okay. So with the Strength card, what I'm getting here, isn't being said about you is that you are someone who is courageous. When you walk into a room, you shift the energy automatically. You have a luxurious or regal presence to you. But that's why some people, they feel like you think you're all that and a bag of chips. You think you're better than us, or you think that you could like talk to people however, but it's like you're not even being rude. Like you have certain set of standards, and it's like if you cannot meet those standards, you cannot be in my life. Like these are the type of experience that I want to have as like in my human experience, and if you cannot meet those standards, then you can't be around me. This is what I'm getting here. What isn't being said about you? We have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands energy. You're bold, you're passionate. Some people could say that you're conceited, cocky, show off with the Knight of Wands, but you are passionate, you are driven, you are generous, okay? You're bold. you're adventurous, and this is what's not being said about you. Some of them, they wish they could have the guts or have the drive that you have. Okay, what isn't being said about you? We have the moon card. There's more to you than meets the eyes. You're mysterious, you're alluring, you're intoxicating. Sorry about that, my pal number two. So, as I was saying, with this energy, with the moon card, you are someone who is very mysterious, alluring. Okay, people are drawn to your energy. What they're not saying about you is that they are fascinated by your light, they're intrigued. Okay, they are like smitten by you. That's what's not being said about you. You have this allure to you, you have this magnetism. Okay, people are curious to know more about who you are as an individual with the moon card. Okay. So that's all I have for you, my pal number two. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video. Pal number two. Bye. Hi, pal three. Welcome to my channel. This is W Tarot back at you again with another video. So, my pal number three, you picked the blue eraser, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So, my pal number two, what isn't being said about you? What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said about you, my pal number two? My pal number three, sorry. Pal number two, oh my god, like the technical difficulties I've experienced with pal number two is unreal. They really don't want you to know. Like, they didn't want them, pal number two, to know about themselves. Okay? Like about what's being said. So we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, what's not being said about you is that you are a charmer. You're very attractive, very alluring. Okay, you're passionate, you're a go-getter, you're bold and inspiring. Okay, could be seeing that you're doing too much with the Knight of Wands. You're getting a lot of attention. Um, some people could be saying that you could be reckless, okay? But what they're not seeing underneath it all is that they wish they could do the same. They wish they could be like you. They wish they could be bold like you and take action and go towards their dreams and aspiration instead of like just sitting on the sideline and allowing life to pass them by, okay? So what isn't being said? Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. What isn't being said about you is how valuable and capable you are. You're building an empire for yourself. So I'm definitely getting it. It's like your haters may come together, but they may not discuss like much with you or discuss like things about you amongst themselves, but it's like the unspoken understanding that you are someone who is destined for greatness with the 10 of Pentacles, destined to build an empire that's going to last the test of time. What isn't being said? We have the Page of Cups. What isn't being said about you is that you are someone who is very sensitive to your environment, very sensitive to the energies around you in your orbit, and you're very picky because of that. Okay, you're very selective with who you allow in your space because their energy affects you gravely, okay, greatly. So you have to make sure that the people that are on your camp are in alignment with you. They're like, rowing the boat with you and not poking holes in the boat for it to sink. Okay, so what isn't being said about you? Ooh, you're discerning. You're definitely being assessed by people constantly. People are always measuring themselves up to you. That's what's not being said about you. Like, you are the standard, you are the blueprint. So people are measuring themselves up to you. Okay, they're assessing themselves. They're assessing whether or not they are on track for success, or they're on track for like their goals and their their goals in life, their milestones. So basically, are they meeting certain milestone at the right time, or are they surpassing you? So you're definitely being used as a blueprint here. Okay, so what isn't being said? Woo, we have the Ace of Swords. There's some sort of clarity. There's some sort of like aha moment that has been realized by a lot of people, but they're just keeping quiet. Okay, They're not seeing the fact that you are someone who operates in clarity, in truth, in honesty, and you're an honorable individual. You could be a Libra here with the Ace of Swords. I'm getting like, you could be an air sign, but you operate in truth and integrity. Okay, you have a like high moral compass. You're, what is being said about you is that the reason why you may have separated yourself and the reason why you're getting so much success with the Ten of Pentacles and you're building something solid for yourself is because you are taking the longest path, and you're also taking the higher ground, like the moral ground. Like you're not selling yourself for success, you're not selling yourself for some change. Okay, so what isn't being said about you? We have, okay, you too, my pal number three. Like, I don't know. They don't want you guys to know what's being said about you. Like, you see, my light went out again. Eight of Pentacles. This is like my second, my other ring light. I have two, guys. Like, they don't want me to do this reading for y'all. I'm so sorry about the like lighting quality, okay? We're gonna keep pushing. But what isn't being said about you is that you are someone who's methodical, someone who is capable, meticulous. Okay, you are definitely the blueprint. I'm telling you guys, they just don't want you to know this. Like, why is my like ring light keep going out? Like, this is the second one. Oh, okay, so what isn't being said about you? We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, with the Four of Pentacles, what I'm getting here is, what isn't being said about you is that you're someone who builds a solid foundation for yourself. You're very cautious of your energy. You're meticulous. You are like, Eight of Pentacles is craftsmanship energy, but it's also like work ethics, okay? Dedication, meticulousness, okay? Like someone who is willing to put the necessary work to see something to fruition. You do have this energy. What isn't being said about you? We have the Knight of Wands again, okay? Adventurous, bold, confident. Some people could say that you're cocky or you're arrogant, but in actuality, they wish they had this boldness. They wish they had that self-confidence that you exude so naturally with the Knight of Wands. What isn't being said about you? We have the Wheel of Fortune. What isn't being said about you is that you are someone with the Wheel of Fortune that has a lot of luck on your side, or this is some sort of anointment on your life. You have the Midas touch. Everything you touch turn to gold. You are always expanding. Things always work out in your favor. Okay, they know that there is a favor on your life. What isn't being said about you? We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, what isn't being said about you is that you're someone with the Queen of Swords that is intelligent, wise. You have great pattern recognition. Okay, you're mentally sharp, mentally agile. You have like eagle eye. Like you're someone who could see things or recognize things that other people miss. It's kind of hard to pull the wool over your eyes. What isn't being said about you? It's intimidating too, okay? What isn't being said about you? Some people, that's why they're not like, they may avoid eye contact with you or avoid conversation with you altogether because they know that you could see through them. What isn't being said? Yes, Seven of Swords, that you're strategic, you're sharp, you're 10 step ahead. This, like the Seven of Swords, it's like the omission card as well, because it omits, like it withholds information or withholds knowledge or does things like, strategically without having to be seen. So this is what's not being said about you. Like you're someone who operates, independently with the Seven of Swords. Strategically, you move in silence. People don't really know what your next move is going to be, and it could be unnerving for some people because they want to be able to catch up to you or to meet those standards that you've set so high, but it's unattainable because your methodology is not something that they can replicate. What isn't being said? Ooh, we have the Eight of Swords. You are pressure. With the Eight of Swords, that's what's not being said about you. You're pressure. Holy moly. Like, you stress people out. What isn't being said? We have the Two of Swords. Wow, you're unbothered. Like you being unbothered, indifferent to people's shenanigans or indifferent to people's opinions is affecting them greatly. We have a lot of air. The majority of the cards are air compared to the others. The others, like, a little bit of pentacles and fire, okay, but a lot of air. So this tells me that you're someone who's agile. Like people could be intimidated by your intellect, or they feel like they feel challenged by you and your position, okay? They don't really like the fact that you could stand your ground. What isn't being said about you? What isn't being said? We have the Three of Pentacles. What isn't being said about you is that you are a woman or a man of your word. Your reputation definitely precedes you. You really are who you say you are. You're not a gimmick. You're not a pretending. You're not a front, okay? How you operate, how you conduct yourself, how you present yourself is the real deal. What isn't being said about you? Ooh, the fact that you're emotionally unavailable or emotionally distant or disinterested in people's shenanigans or in their drama or their gossip is causing a lot of rift between others, or like they feel some type of way about you not emotionally engaging with them, like leaving them behind or being feeling excluded. Like your presence, your opinion of others, and your collaboration is greatly appreciated, but they will never tell you that. So whenever you withhold your information or withhold your energy or like distance yourself from these people, it does affect them in like tremendously, like a negative way as well. What isn't being said about you? We have the Lovers, values in alignment. Okay, so what isn't being said about you is that you are somebody who stays true to your values. If it's not in alignment with you, if you feel like it's not meeting your requirements or your expectation, you're going to walk away. You're going to dismiss it. You're not going to stay loyal to something or someone just because you have history. And it's unnerving for some people, okay? They feel like they feel like it's fair because it is, but it's like they just didn't expect you to really uphold those standards, okay? They thought that maybe they could be able to bend it. What isn't being said about you? Ooh, you're the only one that got the star. You are original. You are authentic. You are influential. When I tell you influential, my pal, number three, you are influential. People take to you. You have this originality, this authenticity that people are drawn to. They may call you bizarre or weird or different, but in actuality, they're just saying that you are individualistic. Like you are someone who is sovereign. You're not a follower, you are a leader. Okay, you could be in the Aquarius here. So what isn't, ooh, we have the Ace of Cups. You have a healthy amount of self-love. Some people, they may say that you're full of yourself, but what they're not saying is that they know that you love yourself, you value yourself, you're self-obsessed. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being self-obsessed. Okay, like I'm sorry, like some people, they may say that it's narcissistic or whatever, but like who are you supposed to be obsessed with someone else? Like being self-obsessed does not hurt anybody else. There's nothing wrong with it. If it comes to the point where you think you're better than somebody, that's not self-obsession. It's not the same thing. So with this energy, some people, like, yeah, they may say that you're narcissistic or you think you're all that, but it's just that you have a healthy amount of self-love with the Ace of Cups. Okay, maybe like you're decentering men. Okay, and then some men could be angry with you for doing that because now they don't have access to you. What isn't being said? Ooh, we have Cancer energy. You could be a Cancer here with the High Priestess. And if you are a Cancer and it's your birthday today, happy birthday. Okay, so with this energy with the High Priestess, what I'm getting here is that what is being said about you is that you are someone who is highly intuitive, very mystical, magical. You have this inner knowing. For some people, it could be intimidating because they know they cannot play in your face. Like you're going to sense that their intention, you're going to feel it, you're going to know it. And it could be unnerving, nerve wracking for them. It could be scary for them, but you're definitely in tune with your spirituality, with your energy. It's kind of hard for people to make you feel or make you doubt yourself. What isn't being said about you? Just one card. What? high priestess, like back to back. Holy, my pal number three, you're definitely a tarot reader. Or you just read tarot on your own and you're well versed in it. Okay, that's what's not being said about you. Okay, so it could be like other tarot readers talking about you that could be saying that, yo, this tarot reader is on point. They know what they're talking about. They are in tune. Okay, they're really tapped in with the high priestess. Like, yo, they know that. That's what's not being said about you. Maybe you're not getting your props in the tarot community. Okay, other tarot readers could be like biting your style, biting your cadence, and they may not tell you, like, they may not admit that they're like learning from you. Copying your cadence, your vocabulary, like, the things that you say, they be copying it, but they're not going to tell you. Okay, this is what I'm getting here for some of you. What isn't being said about you? Ooh, we have the Three of Swords. Some people, they feel rejected by you with the Three of Swords. They feel like they don't fit in, or like inadequate, like you make them feel like that when they are in your presence. Okay, and going back to the high priestess, it could also be in terms of your spiritual gift. Some people may feel like they're not at the same level as you and they should be, but it's like spirituality does not work like that. Gifts are not equally given, like, that's not how it works. Okay, like it doesn't work like that. Like just even with singers, they don't have the same range, they don't have the same voice. Athletes, same thing. People are going to have their own things, and like, we have to be honest, some people are better than others. It's just how it is. Like, it is what it is. Like, that's like kind of like a hard truth for some people to swallow, that somebody could be better than them. And it's like, yes they can. Okay, yes they can. And that's just the reality. You have to be able to be comfortable with that reality, because someone could be better than you, and there is someone out there that is actually better than you, and it is what it is. Just accept that, just get better on your own, but they could be better than you in that spheres, because maybe they're more talented, or they have, like, is their gift. You know what I mean? Like, some people, they just can't handle that. What isn't being said about, Ten of Pentacles again, my pal number three. People know you are that girl who is going to be wealthy, the first millionaire in your family. This could be family as well. Family could be the biggest haters. I feel like your family is your first haters. Okay, if you come from a healthy, wealthy family that everybody loves each other, you are blessed beyond measures. Okay, but most of us don't come from families that are healthy. Okay, a lot of people don't come from families that are wealthy. Some of them, their biggest enemies are their parents. Okay, but with the Ten of Pentacles, what I'm getting here, what isn't being said about you is that you are going to be a millionaire. If you're not already, you're going to be the first one within your family, your friends, to be established, to build something solid that's going to last the test of time. Okay, what isn't being said about you? What isn't, we have the Magician. Yeah, like, you're competent, you're resourceful, you're methodical, you have manifestation abilities. Somebody could be jealous of that, like your capabilities. Okay, what isn't being said about you? Just one card, please, Spirit. What isn't being, we have the Seven of Pentacles, dedication. Yeah, you're someone who puts in the work, somebody who's patient. You took the longer route to success. You didn't take any shortcuts. You put in your hard work. Okay, hard work, like hard sweat and tears. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So this tells me that you are methodical. Okay, and that's why some people could be intimidated by you. What isn't being said about you? Just one card, please, Spirit. What isn't being said about you? We have the Wheel of Fortune twice. We have cards that are repeating themselves. Ten of Pentacles, High Priestess, and now the Wheel of Fortune. They know that there's an anointment on your life. You are the chosen one in your family. And that's what's not being said about you. Like, your family, they know that. I'm telling you, with the High Priestess, your family knows. Like, especially if you're from like the Caribbean, somebody in your family went to see like a spiritual advisor, and they did a reading on you. They did that. Okay, they wanted to know about your future, and then whoever they went to, that person, how they have, like, when somebody is a real spiritual advisor, when they tell you to be careful who you're tapping into. Because if you are a spiritual advisor, you should know that not everybody you could read them, and you're not supposed to. Okay, you have to ask permission to read them. So whoever they went to, the person told them, yo, you better stop asking about this person because you're not supposed to tap into their energy. Okay, and that's what's not being said about you, I'm telling you. Okay, so that's all I have for you, my pal number 3. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 3. Bye.